How to track. The only way to get good is practice, whether it's in aim trainers or your main game. But I do want to share some ideas that helped me when I first got started. For this section, I'll be talking about reactive and smoothness aim. Before I start, we need to understand that there's a difference between inference and prediction. For now, I'll assign these definitions, which aren't exactly true but are close enough. Inference is basically an educated guess based on the information you have. The sky is perfectly blue, not a cloud in sight, and nothing indicating change. You can infer that it won't rain, while prediction is more of an uneducated guess based on what you think may happen. So even if there's nothing indicating rain, if you feel like it's going to rain, you can just predict that it's going to rain, with a pretty large chance of being wrong. I used to struggle with falling behind the target because I constantly thought that they were going to strafe. I was predicting that they were going to strafe. And when I heard to stop predicting, I ended up having pretty jagged aim anyways, as now I was constantly reacting to the enemy's movement. The thing that helped me the most was to infer that the target was going to maintain the same direction forever, as if it will never change, until it eventually does, which you have to anticipate for, as it will happen. Let's look at these two tracking clips, both very different kinds of aim. This one follows a very predictable arc, and I know that they will continue in the same direction, so I keep moving my mouse in that direction. But in this clip, the enemy's on the floor. There's nothing stopping them from changing directions, and they can at any moment. But despite that, I still don't know when they'll strafe, if even. So it's best to assume that he won't change direction and just anticipate the change in direction. Once the target does eventually change direction, you want to make a smooth micro correction back. This is the part I see most people do wrong. They flick so fast and so hard that they lose the ability to see the target properly and micro-adjust accordingly, as now the target moves more erratically relative to your screen, let alone losing the ability to make smooth movements. But you also don't want to flick too slow, because this happens, and it ends up being less efficient. You spend less time on target. So just flick as fast as you can without being so fast you can't make a smooth movement. And if you can't make a smooth movement after a flick, slow down that flick. It takes time and practice to get good at flicking to a smooth movement. Now that I'm done with aim that's good in actual games, what about in aim trainers? Because there is one more tracking type I haven't talked about yet, as it only really appears in aim trainers. Control tracking. A tracking that I hate with a passion. The best way to describe it is, if smoothness and reactive are just regular handwriting, with harsh stops and starts, then control tracking is cursive without any stops or starts, just one continuous motion. Basically, you see the target slow down, and instead of instantly changing direction, you just act as if your arm has the momentum of a semi-truck and slow down. Then speed up. Never ever stop, and never make a harsh directional change. Smooth out your directional changes. This takes some time to learn, and you may have to play the same scenario 4 or 5 times to actually learn the bot's acceleration and deceleration.